Yo, welcome back to the show. We're still here watching Chili. He's sitting in his car, right? He's like, "Hey, anybody, it's Christmas Eve. Somebody call me. Let's hang out. Let's do anything besides me sitting in my car on Christmas Eve, all alone." Hopefully somebody went and hung out with him. Hopefully. But yeah, he was ranting about what to do if you get pulled over. Now he's just ranting. So we'll just see what he has to say. He's not doing the whole "I've been pulled over" thing anymore.
On Christmas Eve, bro, there's a lot of channels you can go to. Just go to one of those. Good to see you. Good to see you, Gloria. Is Deborah in here? I love Deborah. Good to see you, Deborah. So now, here's the one that really gets you. You know, the thing is that I don't like anybody putting their dick skinners on me. Okay, don't put your dick skinners on me. Don't be touching me, right? Keep your dick skinners to yourself.
I sure wish you would quit calling your hands dick skinners. Hands are not called dick skinners. I don't know where he got that term from. Maybe his hands are, and he just thinks everybody's are, you know? But, man.
Don't touch me, right? So the cop will say, "I'm going to pat you down for your safety and mine. I have the right to pat you down using the 1968 holding of Terry versus Ohio." And the Supreme Court created a policy that gives cops the right to pat you down, to lightly pat outside the body of your body to check you for weapons. But what do cops do? They go in your pockets, they feel you all up, they go up your groin. They don't just, that's how it works, just like that. Okay? So now what I want to do is it's going to say, when he says he's going to pat you down, this is one of the worst feelings you'll ever have when you deal with a piggy, because he's going to pat you down. I don't want to be patted down, bro. Keep your filthy dick skinners to yourself. Keep your hands off me. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Terry versus Ohio to my advantage. First, I pull up my shirt and I show him I don't have any weapons as I get away from him, because I don't want him touching me. Because as soon as he touches you, next step is he's going to put you in handcuffs for your safety and mine.
Yes, so what he's saying is when the police ask to pat you down, what you want to do is kind of violently push, like, away, back off, reach for your waistband, apparently, and, you know, lift up your shirt to prove you don't have anything, and just start creating distance. So just act as shady as freaking possible. And hope you don't get popped when you do the whole "I'm gonna reach for my waistband" thing as I back away and scream, "Don't touch me!" That's probably the best part. Oh, man. I can't wait to see you do this next time, Chili. Chili Maria.
How's everybody doing? Listen, guys, do me a favor. My channel is so shadow banned. I barely get 1,000 views on a lot of my videos, and I have about 1,000 people who are dedicated to this channel, and those are the only people who watch the videos. So I need you guys to share this video. Share the videos, because YouTube is shadow banning the hell out of me, because I'm suing YouTube for copyright infringement. Yeah, because people use my videos so that they can make a little following for themselves, and then people will watch their videos, because if you can't tell, you know, I'm kind of entertaining, and I got a lot of things going on. I'm busy. Like, I got a lot of people that absolutely love the idea of changing this system. And so I've got to stay as focused as I possibly can. Okay. So I'm sure you guys have seen that I've had interactions with piggies, and I am brutal. You know, a lot of the haters who come into my channel, their daddy was a pig, or their grandpapa was a pig, or their brother's a pig today, or their sister's a pig, or they're married to a pig, or they go down and they just take their nose and stick it right up the pig's bottom, and that's how they do it. They go to all the piggy events. They're Karens and Kevins, and so a lot of people come here and hate on my channel. They're just, they got that pig sausage all the way down their throat, and that's just the way it is. There's going to be a certain people. I mean, remember, in 1775, 1776, Thomas Paine wrote Common Sense, and in Common Sense, he writes that 1/3 of the people in the New World, the New America, they don't want to break away from England, and they're physically, violently resisting. And so in 1775, he writes this memo called Common Sense, and he lists that all the reasons why we don't need England, all the reasons why we don't need the English military. I'm sitting here listing all the reasons we no longer need law enforcers in our country. And so I'm going to get a lot of hate from that. And I understand that now. I've actually kind of had an epiphany. I was talking to a Delete Laws Clips yesterday, and we were talking on the phone, and we were talking about how much hate he gets on his channel. And I was like, I really had a breakthrough mentally. I realized that the people who continue to hate are the people who are married to cops. Their children are the children of cops. They raised a kid and the kid became a cop. And so they just are gonna hate me because I wanna do away with all law enforcers in our country immediately. I wanna end the term law enforcement. Get rid of prisons and jails. We should have institutions for the criminally insane where, yes, they live in a box. There are people who want to kill your children. There are people who want to rape children. There are people who want to rape women, rape men. There are people who want to do harm to others. There are sociopaths, criminally insane people who will do horrible things to others that need to live in a box.
Okay, so are these people going to get in the box willingly? Because there's not going to be handcuffs, right? Or is there other kinds of restraining torture devices that are okay with you, Jose? It's funny. It's like some people will go in the box. Also, we're getting rid of the torture dungeons or, the R-word dungeons. We're going to call them institutions now. And that will solve everything. I love it. And freaking Chili's stupid.
And there's going to be people in society who have to be killed to take them out of society because they're cuckoo.
Oh man, he's planning to get rid of police, right? And he's already planning to kill a certain amount of the population. That's interesting. That's very interesting. No wonder you live in your car and nobody wants to spend Christmas with you, guy. Crazy.
Right? However, 95% of people are not criminally insane who are being locked in dungeons. And someone asked earlier if traffic tickets were unconstitutional. Absolutely. The Supreme Court, I've told this story 100 times. The Supreme Court sucks. It is the court of white supremacy. It is the court of stripping our rights. It is the court of absolute anarchy and chaos. Because I don't want my anarchists to be like, oh, don't say anarchy. I've been very abundantly clear that I'm for rule of law. I'm not for the anarchist system. However, I can see that this government has gone too far. Absolutely, I'm going to need some help. I'm actually going to reach out to lawyer McLawman because I'm having a little bit of a shakeup going on. Okay, so what happens is you have this back and forth with the little piggy at the window, and he says something, and you say, hey, F you, you piece of pig, because you are trying to give me a ticket and take money out of my pocket, and I got to take care of my family and my bills, and this insurance and the car payment alone is going to be doubled now because of your stupid ticket where there's no victim. And then he's going to say, are you threatening me? Is that a threat? Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, 1942, offensive words. Certain words are exempt from 1A protection when they instigate violent reactions by listeners. So what would be where you probably wouldn't be able to say that I had a First Amendment right to free speech? If you call a bunch of black guys an N-er and they jump you, when you go to court, the judge is probably going to say, Chaplinsky says that if you use words that initially incite violence, I don't agree with it. It doesn't matter. If you use words particularly to trigger someone where they're going to jump to violence, that's the Chaplinsky statutes. That's the Chaplinsky holding. So as long as you're not calling black dudes N-er, you can pretty much say anything you want. Now, what you can't say is, I'm going to come over there and ball my fist up and punch you in the face and beat the hell out of you. If you say that, those are fighting words according to Chaplinsky holding. So you don't want to say that. So it even says in the holding, certain words are not protected by the First Amendment. If you tell somebody that you're going to go over and attack them, you are using fighting words. You are using fighting words. Don't use words like that. What did I say to those filthy pigs in Ironton? I could hold you down and you wouldn't be able to get off the ground.
Well, in Wakanda, we don't even say stuff like that in general. So, I mean, you don't gotta be, doing lawyer talk, Jose de Castro, because, In Wakanda, everything's peaceful. Everything's cool in the mind of a gangster.
I didn't say I'm coming to hold you down. I said I could hold you down. There's a big difference. And those Ironton pigs got away with it. Bradley Spulgeric, 20 grams of methamphetamines and 8 grams of fentanyl, and Bradley Spulgeric has gotten off. Sam Cramblett has a DUI, dropped. Chris Perry, who was charged with fraud, charges were dropped. The thing about Ironton that makes me the sickest. Oh, and Beth Rist's book is out. I'm going to send her a StreamYard. Chevy, DJ Smith, what's going on? Beth Rist's book is out. So I want to make sure. Yeah, when you go to so 3 or 4 people have mentioned DUIs, right? This is my DUI repellent on the window. Don't look. They're tapping on the window. Don't look. Flip it over. There's the insurance registration. Tap, tap, tap. You've been drinking tonight, sir? Because I got my film, I got my camera right here. Nobody's pro DUIs. Nobody is pro drunk driving or driving impaired. Nobody is. Very few people are like, yeah, drunk driving's great. But the tactics that we've used to try to curb drunk driving have not worked. And we just continue to say, cops are cracking down. We're setting up Nazi checkpoints. DUIs have not diminished percentages at all whatsoever. They've only gone up. More people are drinking and driving. More people are driving impaired on drugs. So the tactic of authoritarianism, you're going to do as I tell you, and that's how it's going to go. Not working. Not working. Not working. So when you get pulled over into a DUI checkpoint, driver's license, insurance, proof of registration, all on one laminated card, stick it right there. Do not look at those pigs.
Yes, the old just don't look at the cop and he'll go away. I'm sure that'll work so well. Oh man, that's funny. And the face he's making while he's looking away, right? He's like, It's like, oh man, I can't wait for this. I can't wait to see him get pulled over the next time, because I know he's gonna try this. I gotta see it live. That's gonna be amazing.
Cop comes around the front of my windshield, puts his light in my eyes. I look over here. I got my camera going right here the whole time. Remember that. Camera's going right here. Make sure that you don't use words. When the cop says, is that a threat? Make sure you're using words that aren't actually threatening, where I'm going to beat you up. You guys have heard me say, why don't you meet me down at the gym and let's get through a workout? What I mean is, let's go on the mat and see how you do. And I mean, that's by the way, I've not had $5 many times in my life. I have no judgment on you. I was raised extraordinarily poor. So I don't have any judgment on people who don't have any money. I was raised really poor. We didn't live in a double wide. We lived in a single wide. So now that wasn't my whole life. Eventually we did get into the middle class, but those first few years when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, when you really have consciousness, we lived in a trailer. We had an outhouse, in Alaska. So I'm only telling you this about myself because I don't want you to feel embarrassed or to think that I would judge you and say, hey, you're on a fixed income. Oh, what a loser. Go get a job. No. Gen Z, you're trolling a little bit, baby. You know that. You are. Merry Christmas. Hope you're okay. So anyway, listen, you guys have got to absolutely have it, especially for the I smell marijuana one. You want to be able to recite case law to the cop when it comes to I smell marijuana. And you reciting case law when there's a guy breathing down your neck with a gun and some guy tapping on your window saying, roll down the window for my partner. No, I don't have to roll down the window for your partner. I'm not here to do you favors. You're bugging me. You bothered me by pulling me over. I don't now have to do you a favor by rolling down my window for your partner, for your piggy little partner who wants to stick torture cuffs on me and take me to a dungeon. And then once I get there, I got to get strip searched. And then once I get strip searched, I'm demoralized. And they put me in a dungeon where they're going to give me garbage food. And then the only way that any drugs or paraphernalia gets in there is through the guards. So that means the hot shots and the drugs and the drug dealing is done by the guards. So that means that they're corrupt, which means I don't have anybody I can trust, because the people in here are being treated like animals. They're going to turn into animals when they're treated like like animals. You certainly can't trust the guards because they're pushing their drugs, cigarettes, and cell phones on the prisoners. They're trying to make money, and if you're not in their money train, then they're just going to hurt you, abuse you, and put you in the hole. So then you're down in the hole, you can't get out, you're tapping on the wall, talking to somebody, but there's nobody there. You're listening for sounds, you don't know what you can hear because you think you're hearing things because you're going crazy because you've been left alone for more than 24 hours.
Oh, that was an amazing rant you did there, sir. And a clear window into your paranoid schizophrenia.
Roll the window down for my partner, go fly a kite. And I hope the kite hits electrical wires. Don't ask me to roll down the window for your piggy little partner who's at my window. Get the out of here. Listen, you guys have seen me be nice to piggies. The point is, and after reflecting this year, the piggies that are nice to me in person are on camera. The piggies that are polite with me are on camera. And so you start to say to yourself, do people's behavior change when they're on camera? The answer is yes. Do children's behavior change when they're put on camera? The answer is yes. So the little piggy at your door who's tapping and saying, hey, roll down your window for my partner, that partner will slap the torture cuffs on you, stick his knee in your neck as you're saying, I can't breathe. Well, if you can talk, you can breathe. And then they'll throw you in the back of the car, mace all over your face. They don't wipe off the mace. They need to pour water and milk on your face right away. They don't. They'll put you in the car. They'll turn on the heater and shut the doors and windows. If it's cold, then they'll turn off the car and put the windows down so it's even colder in there for you.
Oh, is that what they do, Chili Jose Maria de Castro? I feel like you need to use another citation. Where has that ever happened? I'm sure it's happened before, but I feel like you're just making it up. I feel like you just made that up. Maybe there has been like a case where somebody's like, it was below zero, and they just left the windows down. Jose, one time, the cops parked on a railroad track, and the frickin' truck got hit by a train. The lady didn't get that hurt, though, but I'm sure she's getting a big lawsuit. You should try to attach to her, man. That could be your next, what are they called? Patsy? Like the one you scam?
You know, this has been an amazing year because what I've realized is that for the rest of my life, this is all I'll do. Because there are enough people who are really down for this change that will be along for the ride the entire time. And they'll never quit with me. They'll never quit with me. And that's super important that we understand that we are literally in a war for our freedom, and the people who we are against are the cops who pull us over. I went to Turning Point USA last December. So much cop sucking going on there. They had booths set up for pigs. Let's celebrate this sheriff of this county. No, I don't. I do not celebrate law enforcers. I don't, and I won't. And I've had time to re-examine. I've had time to reflect. And I realized that a lot of the people that I've had on camera who've been decent cops are on camera, and then people have emailed me later and said that cop you interviewed was the same cop that arrested my uncle and broke his arm. Like, I've gotten those emails from people where I meet a cop on camera and they're really nice, and then later someone tells me, you must not be from around here, that cop is terrible. Sounds a lot like that cop in Ironton who punches people when they're in torture cuffs. Well, the problem is, delete laws clips, if you don't roll down your window, then they might escalate it to the point where they smash your window or they arrest you for obstruction, you know. You're kidding me. Mama Twist is saying that the Blankenshits are on meth. Mama Twist, are you telling me that the Blankenship brothers are on meth? So she wrote, hey, Katie, have you seen the pics of Blankenships before the car auction where they tried to revoke my bond on some guy's community page? So that's interesting. I'd like, Mama Twist, you can send me those pictures because I won't go over to anybody's community page. But if you take a screenshot of those pictures, Mama Twist, and you can send them to me, I'd like to take a look at them too. Really? So everybody in Ironton passed the word along. It looks like the Blankenshits, one of them or both of them, are strung out on meth. And it's people here are saying that it's not a big secret, that a lot of people know that the Blankenshit brothers are on meth, or one of them or both of them is. The meth house is up the hill behind St. Mary's, and Blankenshit is going there regularly. So, Chadwick, you got to make sure you film everything. Chadwick, you should go set up a camera over there by the crack house, over there by St. Mary's is what Katie was saying. You should go set up a camera that's motion activated. We should set up a camera that's motion activated by that crack house to see if Blankenshit is going in the crack house on a regular basis is what we should do.
Wait, he's not sending his subscribers to go videotape a crack house, is he? That's just a big freaking issue all on its own. I'm pretty sure if you're willing to sell crack, you're gonna get very offended when you see some idiot with a camera standing there recording the people coming in and out of your crack house. Those people sell hard drugs and they do not play around. You shouldn't send people to film those unless they're cops, unless they're cops doing their job, but I wouldn't send no fans.
And the Blankenshits should know that I'm never going to stop checking in. Never going to stop checking in on Ironton. Never. I'll always make sure that I check in on Ironton. We got to catch them on camera. That's the whole point. Yeah, I mean, Chadwick, you got to get a camera set up there. And if the people in Ironton want, I'll help you guys with the equipment and stuff. I'll jump online and find cameras you guys can use to set up over there. I've heard that about Ironton. Now that I'm gone, that it's just I heard that the frauditor there was having a real problem with the cops. That's what I've been hearing. I obviously I'm not going to go by that guy's page and look at anything. I'm not going to mention anybody's name. But what I've heard is that the frauditor that I left behind in Ironton is having a hard time with the cops now. He got banned from Speedway and banned from all these places. I haven't looked into it because I don't care about the person. But I've just gotten to the point where I knew that would happen. It's one big club and you ain't in it. So that's just the way it is. We do not stop, and I won't stop. So I'm gonna go and go enjoy some food. I really wish I had some herb. I'd love to smoke one right now, but I don't have any herb. So it is what it is. Sure, I can give you a call, Justice. I can give you a call. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Remember, we don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. Under any circumstances, under any conditions, we do not stop. You should have an inner struggle. Hit the like button. Do me a favor. Let's hit the like button, everybody, if you would, please. Hit the like button. Button. Hit the like button. It'll just take you a second. It'll just take you 1 second to hit the like button. And then do me a favor. Share this video, because my videos, as soon as YouTube got back to me and said that we got your lawsuit, I can't get any traction at all.